Obsidian Setup. Obsidian is one of the most versatile note-taking apps available, giving you full control over your notes and storing everything locally on your device. It is fast, flexible, and perfect for building a system that grows with you. In this tutorial, we'll go step by step through the first 30 minutes of setting up Obsidian and making sure your foundation is solid from day one. So because this is a beginner tutorial and we are going to start setting up Obsidian from the very start, we are going to go to the absolute first step. And that step is going to your browser and putting Obsidian into the search bar. So let's go over there. So here we are into the search bar. We're going to type in Obsidian download and then you are going to click on this here. That will lead you up here. What you're going to do here is you're going to click on download for Windows if that is what you need this for. Otherwise, you have other systems as well, which you can download it for. You have iOS and Android, Windows, Macs, and all of that. So you can select whichever one of these you need, and then you're going to proceed towards installing Obsidian. So once you install it, go through the whole installing process, then you are going to run it or open it. And once you open Obsidian, you will be prompted to write in a name for your new vault, or you will be given the option of creating your new vault, which would look something like I'm going to show you. So this is the kind of option that you are going to see. You're going to be asked to create a new vault if you like, and then you'll have these two other options as well. Now this option is to open a folder as the vault, so an existing folder that you already have in the form of a markdown file, then you can use that folder as your vault as well. Or you can open a vault from Obsidian Sync. So if you have Obsidian Sync, which is a paid version between different vaults, or you can access your vaults and transfer the notes. So you can do that through Obsidian Sync. For that, you need to set up a synced vault, and you need to have an existing vault as well for that. So if you do and you want to do that, then you can go here. But because this is for beginners and just people who are starting off, then you're not really going to need these two other options. You're just going to need this first one here. So we're going to click on create a new vault, and your vault will be created, and then you will enter your vault. Now that is for people who are creating their first vault or have just installed Obsidian. Then they are going to create that vault with options like this, and then you will enter a new vault, which is not going to look anything like this. It is going to be very neat and clean. So for people who already have a vault, like me, you're going to have all your notes here and a note opened up, and you're going to have your graph view as well. So if you want to start off new and you want to start setting up your place, in a different way, and maybe you came up here to just look around and see how Obsidian works, and now you want to start afresh, then for that, you're going to create a new vault too. And for that, you are going to go down here and click on the vaults. And I have so many vaults over here. You could have a lot of vaults, different vaults for different projects, different aspects of your life, any organization. You could have any kind of personal life management that you want to do, any daily tasks that you want to manage, or if you want to have a personal knowledge vault. If you're someone who's working on a research, then you can have your research vault. If you're someone who has creative projects to work on, then you can create a creative project plan vault. So anything like that. If you're writing a book, you can have your book project vault. So all of these kind of vaults that you can create, which is very interesting because one vault is completely different from another and they are not interconnected, and you can have separate vaults for separate tasks. So in order to create your new vault, you're going to go down here and click on manage vault, and from here you are going to create your new vault. So same thing. Now I'm going to create a new vault. So I'm going to name the vault vault setup for now, and then we're going to decide a location for our folder. So select whatever folder you want to, and then click on create, and your very new vault will be created. Now this is absolutely different from the previous vault because this is absolutely neat, new, clean, and very organized and very smooth looking. So this is the vault. Now for beginners, I'm going to take you through what each and every feature is about and how to adjust it according to your own work style. So what you have here, first of all, is to the left. This is kind of an index area or a list area where you're going to have all of your notes with their titles in them. So this is our first note, and this is the title of our note. And if you move over here to the right, you have a tab open in which you have your note. This is the title of your note. Now, if you're going to see, if you change the title over here, then the title is going to change for this as well. So this is the same note, and we can change the title back. So this shows you that you can keep going back and editing your notes however you want, and nothing is permanent or very strict here, so you don't need to worry about those things. Especially as a beginner, one does worry, so no need to worry about any of that. So this is text inside your note. So the text here in Obsidian is pretty simple and straightforward because it is markdown text. So the bullets that you can have are going to be like this and very simple because it is markdown text. But the benefits of markdown are that you can access this text from anywhere, or you can take these notes to any other platform that you need and you won't have any problems in viewing it. Also, it's going to be very fast because all your notes are going to be stored locally, and Obsidian works offline entirely. So these are going to be notes stored into your system. You will have complete privacy over your notes, and you will also have complete access of your notes with or without the internet, and you'll be able to access them very quickly as well. So you have the note opened up here, and you have the content of your note here. And then if you move over to the right again, you have the graph view here. So this is the graph, and the graph view is opened up in a tab. And here you have the center, which is dividing these two, and you can increase the space or adjust this to your preference. Here what you see is our tiny little graph that we have. It is absolutely new. So all we have here is this one dot, and it is labeled welcome. So this is something similar that we just saw right here and right here. This tiny dot represents our note. So we have one note up till now, and this tiny dot representing our note, and the note is labeled with our title of the note. If I click on this note, let me open up another tab and close this one. So if I click on this note is going to open up. Let's click here, and then this is our note. So as soon as you click on the note, it is going to open up. Let me exit this. So let's open up the split view here because I want to get the graph view back in the same style. So if you click on these three dots over here, and you can split it across the right, and then in this tab, I want to open the graph view. So I'm going to go here, and to open the graph view, you click here on this tiny graph symbol. The graph view opens up, and I'm just going to close that tab. So what you see is the welcome note, tiny dot represents that, and then there is, the link has not been created yet, but there is a suggestion on creating a link between these two notes. So you're going to notice how this one is dark and this one is lighter. So this is a note which is already existing, like this over here, you can see, and this one is not existing yet. So if there is no note, then it's going to look like that. Let's just create a note. So if you click here, a note on that will be created, and if you open the graph view, you can see now that is in the form of a note. That is not exactly the way to create a note, but because it was suggested here, and if you click on that, you'll create that note. So that is how this note has been created. You have your notes here, you have your note opened up here, you can write text in here, and then you have your graph view over here, which you can close and turn back, and you have the graph here. So now what you need to do is you need to know how to create your note and how to create a link, because that is the basis of Obsidian. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up here and you're going to click on new note, and your new note will be created. This is the new note that we have. Now we can still view this, or we can just exit this and view this here, and take our graph view and slide it over here. Now the note is untitled, so you can give it any title. I can title it new note and press enter, and now we have a new note in here. Now what you can do is you can write in any of your content and take any kind of notes that you need to. So this is your note, it has been created. Now what else you can do is you can create a folder. So you have a folder, and in this folder, let's say I can put in all notes in here, or I could name it all notes too. So all the notes are going to go inside this folder, and that's it. I could also create another folder, and I could write in drafts, and I could put this folder inside this folder, and I would have a subfolder when I open this up. So this is the basic folder, and then I have a subfolder for that folder. So I'm going to put this note inside the subfolder, and now it has a note within it. Now, it is recommended not to use too many folders or keep organizing your notes inside those, because that is really not recommended. That's going to waste a lot of your time. You don't need to organize your notes in that manner in Obsidian, because Obsidian is designed in such a way that you have very easy access. You can pull out your notes very easily. What you can do is you can go to the search bar up here, and you can search up your notes with a path or the file, any tags or a line or a section or any property. You can match it through anything, so you don't need to keep making folders and subfolders and putting them all here and then coming here and rummaging through all the folders looking for your notes. No, that is not what Obsidian is for. You don't want to waste your time here with the folders and subfolders. Yes, you can have like 3 to 4 folders, where you can have one folder for all of your notes. You can have another folder for maybe any drafts. If you're writing a book, you can do that. Or you can also have any folder for any permanent notes. So you can just have like 3 or 4 folders which you can use. So once you start getting to know the place, you will realize how important this is, and if I've told you, you'll keep it in mind, and then it's going to really help you out. So we have our folder, and then we have our notes. From here you can sort the folders and notes in any order, and then you can collapse your notes all together. So this is how you create your folders and subfolders. Now what you need to know is how to make a connection between your notes. So I'm going to create a split view again, and here I want to put in the graph view, and I'm going to remove this one. So we have our graph view here, and we have our note here. Now I want to create a link between 2 notes. So let's create a link between welcome and new note. So say for example, these are connected notes and they have something in common, and I want to connect them. So in order to create that link, I'm going to go to my note with which I want to create the link. I'm going to note down whatever. I could put the link up here, or I could put it down here, wherever I like. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to start creating the link. So creating a link is very, very important in Obsidian. That is what Obsidian is absolutely entirely based on. Obsidian is about the creating relations between notes, linking them together, looking at what links they have, understanding the links through the graph view. Sometimes you don't understand how notes could be linked together from here, but when you're viewing them in graph view, you come to realize that, oh, these notes are connected in some way. And then you will come to the realization or understanding that there are so many connections between the notes, and then you can create the link between those notes by looking at the graph. So sometimes you might not notice the connection here, but when you look at the graph view, you'll notice the connection. So you'll create connections or links there. So creating links is very, very important in Obsidian. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, if you're not going to create links, if you're not going to use hashtags, if you're not going to be writing your notes, then there is no use for Obsidian for you. So this is basically for people who want a good knowledge system, or for writers, or people who want to take notes, who like taking notes and focusing on notes and simple text. So in order to create that link, now it's going to sound like it's something very difficult, but it is so simple. All you have to do is you have to put in 2 square brackets. So 2 here, 2 there, and inside you're going to write in whatever link you want to create. So let's create a link. This is the new note, and we want to create a link with welcome. So we're going to write in welcome. Now use the lowercase and uppercase according to the note. So we have the uppercase W, and then we want to put in welcome. So now this is a suggestion. You could have a note called W as well, and that's what it's going to look like. So of course we're not doing that. So we could either type in welcome, or we could select welcome here, and then your welcome note will be created. You just gotta press enter, and there we go. So the link is created between these 2 notes. So you can see in the graph view the link that has been created. This is absolutely amazing. If you zoom in, you can see your graph in a larger view. So this is the welcome note and the new note, and you have a connection, and the welcome note also has a connection with the create a link note as well. So it has 2 connections. You could also connect these 2 as well if you like. So what else you can do is with the link, so you have your note over here, and what else you can do with the link is if you click on this link, this note is going to open up. You will see that this note is available, but when you click on this note, it opens up. This is, I think, the coolest part about the linking. These are, kind of hyperlinks for within your notes. So if you go to your new note, you click welcome, this note opens up. Now you could put another link in the welcome note here. So let's put in the create a link note. So let's put in a new link, create a link, enter, and now we have that link as well here. So when you click this note, you land here. So if you open up this new note and you click on welcome, you land here. So you have this kind of connection. Now with this, let's create another link and let's put in a new note for this one. So if you come here and you click here, you land here. So we've created kind of a triangle for this, and you can just keep going from one to another, and you can access all of these 3 notes together, and all 3 of them are linked with one another. So this is a very interesting kind of link that has been created, and that is how you create different links for your notes. Now what else you can do or add into your notes is, if you go up here, you have all of your notes. And another thing which is very important for notes, Obsidian is basically known for the links, and then it is known for the search area. The search area in Obsidian is very, very powerful. So what you can do over here is, like I've told you before, you can search in using any of these sections or lines or tags or files, any of these search words you can put in, and you can access any of your notes. It's very powerful. It is very fast in Obsidian. So it is known for the search area, and it is known for the links. So through these 2 features, you can access all of your notes efficiently, very quickly, and in a very organized manner. So you definitely need to make use of these. If you're not here to make use of them, then why are you even on Obsidian? So what you need to do in order to make the hashtags and access them, so you're going to put in a hash, and then you're going to put in whatever tag you want to put in. So this is for a new note, so we could put in the tag beginning. So here we have the tag beginning over here, and then what you can do is you can add in a different tag to your other note. So for this note, we can put in maybe hash and greetings, and this could be the tag for here. So now when you go into the search area, you can use tags to search for your notes. So you're going to put in hash, and if you write beginnings, then you'll have the note which contains this tag. If you put in hashtag greetings, then you'll get the note which has this tag. So you can access only those notes which have these tags. For example, I have my school notes in here, and there are some notes that I need to revise. So I'm not going to create a folder and then start putting the notes in the revision folder. In fact, I'm just going to add in, after I take in the review notes, I'm going to add in hashtag review to all those notes. And then when I type in hashtag review, all of the notes which have that tag are going to appear here, and I could access them very easily. And I don't even have to type this in here. So if you go up to the right here and you open up the side panel and you press on tags here, you can view all of the available tags and how many notes are present inside those tags. So we have 2 tags for now. We have beginning and we have greeting. So if you open up the beginning tag, then it has 1 note, and the greetings tag has 1 note, and only that opens up here. So this is very neat. You can open up only tags in the side panel here. You can open up only links over here, and let's just collapse the panel to the side. So this is how you can add in tags and use them to your benefit, and this makes your note organization much easier and quicker, and it gives you very fast access. So these 2, again, I would like to reiterate that the link and the hash and the search area are very important in Obsidian, and the graph view is what it is known for. So make use of these, don't overcomplicate them. The best system is the system that is simple and working, and the best system is the one that works for you. Having a system which is overly complicated that you don't get to use is something that's not going to make sense at all. And if something is not useful, then you really don't need it. What good is it bringing to you? So make a system which is going to be useful and don't overcomplicate anything. So now I want to show you what we have to the left. So up here we have our quick switcher. So if you open that, you can access your notes quickly. You can switch between the notes very quickly, especially using the shortcuts. That way your note taking or reading or reviewing becomes really fast. So you can do that without wasting any time. Then if you go down, you have the graph view, which we already know. Then you have the canvas. So you can create a canvas as well, which is slightly different from the note because it is not designed for text only. You can add in any cards from your vault here, and you can add in notes from your vault, and you can add in any media from your vault to the canvas over here, and then you can edit it from here. You have slight editing options, not too many because that is not what Obsidian is designed for. It is basic markdown text. So then if you go down, you can open up your daily note, and you can also enable it to open up automatically as soon as you enter in Obsidian, but you're going to have to set that up. So as soon as we open up the daily note, this note has been created. The title is going to be the date, and you can change that, but for now that's what the title is going to be. And if you go to the graph view, you can see that this is the note here with its date or title labeled here. And you can take any notes that you want for your daily note. You can note down anything that you like, and then you can either save this. So maybe it could be something that you log into every day and you note down all your tasks that you have to complete for your project. So you could either come in and start with the daily note, and if it's a note that becomes useless over time, then you just go over here, right click, go down and delete that note. Now, if the note becomes useful over time and you want to convert it and put it in all of your notes or put it in a folder where this is going to be a permanent note, then what you can do is you can right click it and you can rename it into something that you will really remember it by and make it a very useful note as well. So that is how you can use the daily notes. And then if you go down, you have templates. So you can insert a template if you need. Right now, we don't have our templates set up, but you can set that up by creating a folder for your templates and then enabling that by going to your core features. So I'm quickly going to show you how to do that. All you need to do for that is you need to create a folder and you can name it templates, and then you can have several templates in here. So I'm not going to create a new template right now. I'm just going to select a note that I already have, and it's going to be this one. So I'm going to set this one as the template. I'm going to put this note inside the templates folder, and there we go, it's in there, and that is going to be the templates folder. Now this is the template which has not been set up. I'm going to go down to the settings, and then I'm going to select templates from here. So select templates, and then here I'm going to select the template folder location. So where I want the templates from. Now you could choose any folder. I'm going to choose the templates folder, which I have here. It's selected. And now when I go back and I click on templates, insert template, I get the option of selecting which template I want to use. So I have only one template, so I'm going to select this one. But first I'm going to open up a new note so you can actually see how it's going to look. So this is a new note, and then I'm going to go to the templates. I'm going to click on insert template and select the template I want to use, and then there it appears. So that is how you can insert your templates, how you can start using it. And you can insert all kinds of different templates to use, and definitely use the templates. It's really convenient and it makes everything so much faster and quicker. And according to whatever your project is, whatever kind of task you are working on, create templates according to that and then use those. It's really time saving, and I absolutely recommend using that. So after the templates, you have the command palette, which if you open up, you can see all the kinds of commands available on Obsidian, and so many of them have the shortcuts as well, so you can use these shortcuts for easier access and quicker execution. And if you go down, you have a base which you can open up, and it's going to be the base which has all of your notes in the form of a list, and you can change the layout for that. So that is what is available here. Lastly, I want to go over the plugins that you can have. So this is for beginners, and I'm just going to give you 2 to 3 plugins that beginners can use. Don't overcrowd your system with too many plugins right at the start. Do start working here and use the templates, use the quick switcher, the built-in features, use those first. Use the search area and the links and all your notes. Use those first, and then if you feel like something is missing or you really need something for a project, then put in the plugins. But I do want to quickly show you the plugins. So you're going to go down here to the settings, and you are going to go to community plugins. You also have core plugins if you want to go in and change the settings a little bit on that. And you also have appearance here, so you can go to a darker mode, and there are other appearance changes that you can make as well. So if you go here, you can go to dark mode, and you can also select a different theme and change the fonts if you like. Now, if you go to community plugins and you go to turn on community plugins and you browse them, you're going to see a lot of plugins available. So you can use these plugins. What is recommended for beginners is the tasks plugin and the calendar plugin. So what you can do is you can use these, a tiny calendar displayed over here, or you can organize your notes by day. And this is the tasks with which you can insert checkboxes and insert tasks in your notes. So these are very useful for beginners. But other than that, you want to go ahead and experiment for yourself and see if you need any plugins. So this is how you can get the plugins. You're going to have to go to the plugin and click on install, and once it installs, you're going to click enable, and then you're going to set up the hotkeys, and then it will be functional. That is how you can set up Obsidian for beginners right from scratch, right from the beginning. And this is how you can start your setup. You have a good grip over all the functions and features of Obsidian, and you have a nice understanding of what to use and what not to use, how not to overcrowd or overcomplicate your system, which I have just told you. You will be using Obsidian in a much better way rather than just going in blind and experimenting. So this way you will get more out of your experience in Obsidian, and I hope that it was helpful for you and you have a nice experience with Obsidian.